Hey, hi friends, welcome to BSc.IT MSc.IT question and answer series. Myself Guru, and today we are going to see the topic from BSc.IT question paper, that is explain abstract class and abstract method with an example. So we need to demonstrate an abstract class with an abstract method with an example. So if you have any queries or any doubts in this session, you can mail me on gurumatrix2004@gmail.com. So let's start our session. Now before we get started with the topic, now let's try to understand what is an abstract class basically. So let's understand about the abstract class. Now let me tell you, my friends, that abstract class is a special class which cannot be instantiated, means we cannot create an object of an abstract class. So first point, we cannot create an object of an abstract class. Yes, abstract class is normally starts with the abstract keyword. So we need to use, or we need to declare abstract keyword to make a class as a abstract class. Now abstract class does not provide any implementation. The methods of an abstract class does not provide any implementation, but it provides a partially implementation, means the methods which does not provide any implementation, that methods in an abstract class known as abstract methods, which normally declares with the abstract keyword. So we need to declare a method abstract, if we are not providing any implementation. If we are providing a partial implementation, then we don't need to provide an abstract keyword. And the methods which provides an implementation, okay, is known as non-abstract method. Let me put it in simple words. Abstract class is a partially implemented class. It's not fully implemented class, it's a partially implemented class. The methods which provide implementation is called as non-abstract class. The methods which don't provide any implementation must be declared with the abstract keyword, and that methods is known as abstract methods. So abstract class is partially implemented class. Now you all must be thinking, why we need an abstract class in our program which can only be partially implemented class, which we cannot create object of an abstract class also. Then why we need an abstract class in our program? So let me tell you, my friends, we can implement, okay, now the benefit, we are talking about the benefit. We can implement an abstract class like a common base class to all the derived classes, to the child classes. To any child class we can implement an abstract class. Okay, now the child class will become a derived class. Okay, so it has to provide all the implementation of an abstract method. So abstract class enforces the child classes to provide all the implementation of an abstract methods. So that is a big advantage of using an abstract class. We can implement an abstract class like a common base class, okay, to the derived classes, and derived classes should provide an implementation for abstract methods which are there in an abstract class. So one more point, abstract methods which are there in an abstract class, and when derived class implement those methods, I mean to say when derived class provide implementation for that abstract methods, derived class overrides that abstract method, you know. So basically abstract methods are override in an derived class. So whenever we provide an implementation in an abstract method in a derived class, you know, derived class overrides an abstract method. So let me just show you an example, you know. For example, let's say abstract ABS abstract class ABS calculate. Let's suppose we have an abstract class like this, and abstract method abstract void method 1. Now this method cannot provide any implementation because it is with abstract keyword. Now let's create a class, a simple class, as a class CLS calculate. Now let's implement an abstract class here. Now this CLS calculate class should provide all the implementation for this abstract method because it has implemented an abstract class. So it will be like this. Now this abstract keyword override in derived class, you know. And now this method 1 can provide implementation now because this abstract method is being overridden in a derived class. So this is the big advantage of using an abstract class, you know. Means we can use this abstract class like a common base class across all the derived classes, you know, and we can enforce the derived classes to provide the implementation for an abstract method. So this is a big advantage of using an abstract class. So that now you have understood about the abstract class, you know. Now let's get start with our topic, that we need to understand the abstract class and abstract method with an example. So let's get started with that example, you know, by using an Visual Studio 2000. So now let's open up our Visual Studio 2010. So yes, it has been opening. Yes. So now first step, that is we are going to create a console application project. So for that, you know, to create a console application project, I am going to a file, I will say new, I will say project, and yes, and I am going to select console application, and my framework is 4 and my language is Visual C#. So let me just give a nice name here as demo abstract. So it's a demonstration of abstract class. So I will say okay. So Visual Studio is creating the project. Yes, the project is been successfully created with some default libraries and with the namespace demo abstracts and a class, main class, a program with a static void main. Now let's create an abstract class now. So abstract class, as I told you, it starts with the abstract keyword, abstract class ABS calculate. Now as I told you, abstract class is a partially implemented class, you know. So let's create a non-abstract method now. So I will say public, I am creating non-abstract method addition. Let's say int num1 comma int num2, I will say return num1 plus num2, and I'm going to create. So now as you see friends, now this is a partially implemented class, because some methods can provide implementation, okay, like this method, and the methods which provide implementation, that methods are known as non-abstract method. So now we have created a non-abstract method here, so addition is nothing but non-abstract method. Now let's create an abstract method now, which starts with the abstract keyword. So I will say public abstract int, I will say multiplication. I'm sorry, multiplication. I will say so now as you see friends, this is an abstract method. An abstract method comes with the abstract keyword, defined with the abstract keyword, and this method cannot provide any implementation. Now if you see, if you try to provide any implementation like this, as you see, Visual Studio IntelliSense is providing an error, stating that let's say, if I just try to implement this abstract method, in an abstract class, see, so we cannot implement an abstract method, in an abstract class, because it is an abstract method. An abstract method does not provide any implementation, so we need to remove the implementation. This implementation, everything should provide an implemented class, a derived class should provide all the implementation for all the abstract methods declared in an abstract class. So now we have created an abstract method, that is multiplication, and non-abstract method addition. Now let's implement an abstract class, to a normal class, to a child class. So I will just change the name of this program, CLS calculate, and I am going to implement abstract calculate. Now if I build this class now, it will throw an error. So it means it is telling CLS calculate to provide the implementation for an abstract method which is there inside the abstract class, that is ABS calculate. So now we need to provide implementation for this multiplication method. So let's provide that implementation. So I will say public. Now as I told you before also, that whenever we provide implementation for an abstract method, we need to use override keyword for an abstract method. So let's use override, public override. Now let's say multiplication. Now let me put a multiplication sign here. So as you see friends, we have provided an implementation for an abstract method. So now let's build this and check if any error. So build is succeeded, because we have provided implementation for an abstract method. So now let's create an output now. So I will say num1 equal to, let's say 10, int num2 equal to, let's say 5. I'm just keeping it simple. So now let's create an object. So I will say abstract calculate obj equal to new cls calculate. So I will say obj int output 1 is equal to obj dot addition, say num1 comma num2 So let's display the output by using console.writeLine. Output 1 now this is output 2. Output 2 is nothing but output 2 of multiplication. Let me just write here. Let me say addition. Now let me just show you an output of this. See, that is 10 plus 5, addition output is 15, and 10 into 5 is 50 of multiplication output. So as you see friends, we have successfully demonstrated an abstract class with the abstract method. Okay, so as you see, we have implemented a non-abstract method addition and an abstract class and an abstract method multiplication. So as you see friends, we have successfully demonstrated our abstract class with an example. So what we did, let me just show you. First we have created a C# console application. Then inside that we have created an abstract class, that is ABS calculate, with non-abstract method addition, which because it provides implementation and it does not consist an abstract keyword. And then we have implemented another method multiplication with the abstract keyword, and now this method becomes an abstract method. Because it is an abstract method, it cannot provide any implementation. Now next step, what we did, we have implemented an abstract class to a derived class. Okay, now because we have implemented an abstract class to the derived class, now it's become compulsory for an derived class to provide the implementation for an abstract method, that is this one. So what we did in our next step is that we have provided an implementation for an abstract method. So whenever we provide implementation of an abstract method in a derived class, we need to use override keyword instead of an abstract keyword. Rest the signature will be the same. Okay, so finally what we did, we just went to our static void main program and we have just displayed the output. So this is how we have successfully demonstrated our practical, that is an abstract method, an abstract class with an example. This was the same question was asked in BSc.IT October BSc.IT paper for 5 marks. If you have any doubts or any queries, feel free to mail me on gurumatrix2004@gmail.com. Thank you very much. Have a nice day. Thanks.